Then they saw their mistake. They should have landed half a mile higher up and rushed the wolves on dry ground. Now it was too late. The bank was lined with burning eyes, and except for the horrible growl that had never stopped since sundown, there was no sound in the jungle. It seemed as though Wontola were fawning on them to come ashore and "Turn and take hold," said the leader of the Dones. The entire pack flung themselves at the shore, threshing and squattering through the shoal water, till the face of the Wingunga was all white and torn, and the great ripples went from side to side, like bow waves from a boat. Mowgli followed the rush, stabbing and slicing as the Dones, huddled together, rushed up the river beach in one wave. Then the long fight began, heaving and straining and splitting and scattering and narrowing and broadening along the red wet sands, and over and between the tangled tree roots, and through and among the bushes, and in and out of the grass clumps, for even now the Dones were 2 to 1, but they met wolves fighting for all that made the pack. And not only the short, high, deep-chested, white-tusked hunters of the pack, but the anxious-eyed lahinis, the she-wolves of the lair, as the saying is, fighting for their letters, with here and there a yearling wolf, his first coat still half woolly, tugging and grappling by their sides. A wolf, you must know, flies at the throat or snaps at the flank, while a dhole, by preference, bites at the belly. So when the Dones were struggling out of the water and had to raise their heads, the odds were with the wolves. On dry land the wolves suffered, but in the water or ashore, Mowgli's knife came and went without ceasing. The four had worried their way to his side. Grey Brawler, crouched between the boy's knees, was protecting his stomach, while the others guarded his back and either side, or stood over him from the shock of a leaping, yelling dhole, who had thrown himself full on the steady blade, bore him down. For the rest, it was one tangled confusion, a locked and swaying mob that moved from right to left and from left to right, along the bank, and also ground round and round slowly on its own center. Here would be a heaving mound, like a water blister in a whirlpool, which would break like a water blister and throw up 4 or 5 mangled dogs, each striving to get back to the center. Here would be a single wolf, borne down by 2 or 3 Dones, laboriously dragging them forward and singing the while. Here a yearling cub, but he held up by the pressure round him, though he had been killed early, while his mother, crazed with dumb rage, rolled over and over, snapping and passing on. But in the middle of the thickest press, perhaps one wolf and one dhole, forgetting everything else, would be maneuvering for first hold till they were whirled away by a rush of furious fighters. Once Mowgli passed Akela, a dhole on either flank, and his all but toothless jaws closed over the loins of a third, and once he saw Phao, his teeth set in the throat of a dhole, tugging the unwilling beast forward till the yearlings could finish him. But the bulk of the fight was blind fury, and smother in the dark. Hit, trip and tumble, yelp, groan, and worry, round him and behind him and above him. As the night wore on, the quick, giddy-go-round motion increased. The Dones were cowed and afraid to attack the stronger wolves, but did not yet dare to run away. Mowgli felt that the end was coming soon, and contented himself with striking merely to cripple. The yearlings were growing bolder. There was time now and again to breathe, and pass the word to a friend, and the mere flicker of the knife would sometimes turn a dog aside.